ecosystem question that's hovering over this world of IoT, which is how then do you connect to people who have these devices? For instance, if you've installed a smart meter and you want to find out, is somebody happy with their smart meter? You know, what do? There are a bunch of different options. You can send an email, and it's, you know, if your inbox is anything like mine, I've got a Gmail account with 60,000 unread Gmails. I'm not proud, but it is what it is. So if you send me an email to my Gmail, chances are it'll get ignored. Do you send somebody around to knock on the door? Somebody might be in, they might not be in. Do you pay a call centre to call them up? You know, not so much. Do you ask people to install an app? That's a whole kind of world of, you know, app approval and maintenance and push notifications being switched off and on, etc. So I think there is a really interesting, broader use case with IoT in terms of we have the smart device, it's going to get installed. How do we then reach out to the customer who's using these smart devices? And we did some research recently, which I will tweet after the session, which showed that millennials in particular, they don't necessarily want a phone call. They find that a bit intrusive. But if you send them a message, they can react in their own time. So they can reply to your text message instantly, or they can reply to it in 2 days' time to arrange an appointment, or to tell you how happy they are with your new smart meter. So I think mobile messaging has some very interesting use cases connected to our new connected world. Now, of course, with connected cars, there's huge predictions for the adoption of connected cars. Some analysts say 100% of cars will be connected by 2025. Insurance companies love this because it means they can kind of keep an eye on your driving and adjust your premiums accordingly, which is interesting. You know, there's a thin line between cool and creepy sometimes. You know, there's certain places that will be really popular and other places it won't. But again, it's like how we have these incredible smart connected devices, and how do then we reach out to the consumer? I heard one car manufacturer, a huge car manufacturer recently, that every time they want to remind their customers who bought, you know, cars that cost tens of thousands, very expensive, and every time they reach 20,000 miles and they need to go in for a service, they print out a postcard that's taken in entry lines, they can get a postcard. And one thing about that communication, it seems slightly missing an opportunity of having a two-way communication, two-way automated communication with mobile messaging. So some other clients that we're working with will actually send a text message when something needs a service, or, you know, like instantly 12 or 24 months after you've bought something, to remind you to come in and get it serviced. And the good thing about SMS is that it's two-way by its nature, and people can just reply. You can give people options like text back 2 if you want to test drive, text back 3 if you want an engineer to call you, and it's super easy. And, you know, it's got an open rate of 98% plus. So I think it's a bit of a sleeping giant of this fourth industrial revolution we find ourselves in. Now, one of my favourite analysts is a woman called Judy Ass, and she works at Forrester Research. She's written some really interesting white papers, including one called Why Nobody Will Install Your App, which is quite blunt, pretty much fascinating. And she has done some...
20 years ago, we all talked about mobile, connected home, and all the things that we were going to do. So I had a refrigerator that failed, so I put one of the boxes on my refrigerator, so now I can know what the temperature of my freezer or refrigerator is at all times. It really, I think when we start talking about IoT and connected devices such as this, especially with the advent of the new microcomputers that we have in the marketplace, these things are really kind of driving that kind of entrepreneurial or innovation in small market segments where we're really starting to do things like connected, because the costs are so low of these devices. So you can do all sorts of connectivity at a very low cost, and then add things like SMS, email, and such things. We try to shy away from GSM routers and those types of things unless absolutely necessary for connectivity to our systems. But the internet is everywhere. So if we have our box next to the internet, we can at least have a fallback position on email. Our boxes supply basically a website to all the customers within the facilities. So one of the things that our customers do is the first thing they do when they first come in the morning is they pull up our website, look at all the boxes that are currently on their infrastructure, and see, all my systems are green, we're good to go, no problems in MR today, and off it goes. But yeah, there's always has to be some sort of backup. Unfortunately, SMS gives you that immediacy, but yeah, I agree with you. We have other things to fall back on.
So internet connectivity is critical.
LinkedIn, on Twitter, all the social media channels. There is a little postcard in everyone's seat as you came in with all of our contact details on. If you would like to know anything more about Philips eAlert, Philips Health Tech, Philips Healthcare, Open Market, please drop us a line. So it just remains to say thank you all so much for coming, and thank you so much, John Romero, for joining us here today. I'll see you next time. Thank you.